Remember when the Aces were struggling? They're now plus 160 to win the title. And whatever they do, wherever they go, is because of the ESPY winner for Best Athlete in Women's Sports, A'ja Wilson.
There she is! There she is! There she is! Best athlete! Oh, come
lock
on!
In. I ain't got no pants on, but lock in. Mama calling me.
I know, she's like, too loud. That's like me with the kids. Aces up early. Jackie Young shoots the three. Misses. Wilson's like, I gotcha. It's 5-0. 5.5 left. Aces down 2. Kelsey Plum this time. Gonna find a wide open Wilson, top of the key. That is a 3. And then she does it again. 3 threes. Tied a career high for A'ja Wilson. Then Aces up 8, add to it. They were up 13 at the break. Wilson had 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks just in the first half. We're going to skip ahead to the fourth quarter. Aces up comfortably. Young, Wilson.
And A'ja Wilson is just pretty good.
And then watch this one. Wilson forces the turnover. So then a little defense into offense, because then Wilson just beats the dream. As in, like, all of them? Plum then finds Wilson coast to coast for the layup. Wilson 33 points, 18 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals. The stat line filled. Aces win.
WNBA analyst Rebecca Lobo joins us now here on SportsCenter. And Rebecca, A'ja Wilson had a double-double just 17 minutes into this game. She ended up finishing with 33, 18, 5 blocks, 3 steals. She's doing it all. This 2-time MVP is just playing at another level. What have you seen from her?
Well, not only is she at another level from any player in the league this season, she is playing as well as any player in the history of this league. She's been absolutely dominant on both ends of the floor. She's scoring the basketball. She's rebounding, leading in scoring at a historic pace. If she continues this run that she's been on in terms of rebounding, she could end up leading the league in rebounding this season as well, leading in blocks. And what's really interesting is this is the area that she has really improved this season is her perimeter game. Tonight, you mentioned some of the stats in the first half. That included 3 from 3 from the three-point line. She's shooting 40% from 3 so far this season, which is a career best for her. She's already made 14 threes this year, and that is more than she did in the entirety of last season. So not only is she at another level, she continues to get better and better, certainly looking like the best player in the world right now, which is exciting since she'll be leading Team USA going into the Olympics in a couple weeks.
Averaging 30 and 15 in her last 4 games and now doing it from all over the floor. Rebecca Lobo, don't go far.
Now to another player who continues to get better, also making a little bit of history. Caitlin Clark in the Fever, taking on the Mercury. No Diana Taurasi in this one, out for the 3rd consecutive game. She has a lower leg issue. So Natasha Cloud not in this one either, which will come in to play later. Aaliyah Boston, 21 points and 13 rebounds. Clark now long pass. Kelsey Mitchell, 7 assists, tied for the 2nd most in the first quarter of the game since the WNBA started using quarters in 2006. That's the line for Clark. Now this, down 13 are the Mercury. This is bad. Brittany Griner collides off that miss with Kalia Copper. Griner down. Griner still down. She left the game with what they're calling a right hip injury. And no, she did not return. So no Cloud, no Griner, no Taurasi for the Mercury. Fever now up 12, late 2nd quarter. Watch Caitlin. There's contact. Off the glass, it's good. Then Clark gonna knock down this 3. That is the 400th career point. And she is the fastest in a season to 400 points and 175 assists. She got there in 24 games. The Fever also led this game by as many as 31. Now in the 4th, only up 8. Clark turns the ball over. Copper takes it the other way. She was so good in this game. Mercury, they cut the lead to 6, and Clark clearly getting frustrated. Look at the reaction as she goes to the bench during a timeout. More Copper, not gonna help. It's not cowbell. Copper, 36 points. She had 20 in the 4th quarter. That lead for the Fever down to 4, but the next Fever possession, here's Clark to Nalissa Smith. Fever back up 6, and then Clark kicking it out to Mitchell, who had 28 points. Clark had 20, 13 assists, tying her own franchise record. Fever win 95-86.
At times I feel like I can almost overpass because like I want to set them up so badly that like I almost kind of lose vision of like the basket at times, or like, you know, I'm almost thinking like to pass the ball and kind of forget about shooting it at times. But it adds a whole nother dimension of what the defense kind of has to scheme for, is like, you know, I'm going to try to set up my teammates the best I can, but at the same time I want to be able to score the ball. So the more I can do that, the better it's going to be for our team overall.
Clark has now scored or assisted on 232 points in her last 5 games. That is the most by any player over a 5-game span in WNBA history. She's also had 13 assists now in 3 straight games, and that is also the longest streak in WNBA history.
Rebecca Lobo back with us on SportsCenter. And Rebecca, as we just saw, another great performance from Caitlin Clark, leading the Fever 95-86, the final over the Mercury. What about Clark's game as of late has impressed you?
Caitlin Clark is certainly playing her best basketball of the season, and what's impressed me more than anything else is the way she's been assisting the basketball to her teammates. She has 5 straight games where she has double-digit assists. 6 of her last 7 games, she has double-digit assists. She's been able to find her teammates in places where they can really score the basketball. And what's remarkable to me, I thought earlier this week, you know, by the end of the season, Caitlin Clark could lead the WNBA assists. By next week, by the All-Star break, Caitlin Clark could lead the WNBA in assists. The game has slowed down for her as the season has gone on. She's found a great pace, and she's just been absolutely remarkable delivering the basketball to her teammates.
The last 2 games, she has over 40 points and 25 assists. I'd say she's coming into her own, certainly. Rebecca Lobo, thank you.